Well, I'm joined now by Sol Rashidi. She is one of the keynote speakers here at Integrated Systems Europe 2026. Sol, thanks for taking a minute to stop by.
Hello, thank you for having me.
For our audience who is not here at the show, watching globally, what can people expect from the keynote later this afternoon?
I think my perspective is a bit different. I'm not a professional speaker. I'm not an advisor. I don't make my money off of selling products. I'm not a part of a vendor. I'm fundamentally an operator. It's fingers to keyboards. I've spent the past 15, 16 years deploying artificial intelligence at scale. So today we're going to talk about four key things, right? Just the state of AI, the stuff that's not really shared or isn't necessarily available in public. So I'll go behind the scenes on some of those things. The second is how we even got here, a little bit of context, anthropology of like the state of AI and why we are where we are. Some lessons learned, right? Folks are still learning and earning and figuring it out. And everyone's on the spectrum of where they are is quite vast and different. But right now, the pivot from POC to production is proving to be challenging for many. So we'll talk about the lessons learned and the reasons why. And then the last, and probably one of my favorite subjects, is not just around security and governance, but how do you stay relevant in the future? We often talk about Workforce 4.0, workforce preparation, but this is going to be whether as an employee, as a community member, or as a parent. How do you stay relevant and how do you prepare yourself for the next 2 to 3 years?
Yeah. Well, I think it's fascinating also because, AI is it's the topic of conversation all over the place, but beginning to unpack the ways that people are actually utilizing it, the implications for AI. These are discussions that we need to be having as an industry right now, correct?
100%. And I think there's just such a push to become AI literate and have fluency. But remember, it's a double-edged sword. I always say that, great, if you're going to use ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok, it doesn't matter your tool of choice. That's table stakes. But when you start developing the sophistication, you have to make sure that you're outsourcing tasks and not your critical thinking, because it is just so easy to be able to copy and paste the outputs of these large language models and like on a PowerPoint or in an email. But there is a philosophy around intellectual atrophy. Use it or lose it. Our brains are muscles. And so whether it's with younger generations or whether it's for folks in the workforce who are just trying to keep up with their to-dos, when they've pivoted past resistance and then they're in experimentation, and when they've pivoted past experimentation, then they pivot into reliance, that's where the double-edged sword begins. So what are some just practical frameworks and mental models? And my big takeaway for everyone is no matter what, just make sure critical thinking and discernment never dissipate in the age of AI and with all these remarkable capabilities available to us.
Yeah. Well, best of luck with the keynote. Hope it goes really, really well. And thank you so much again. Hugely important topic for our industry to continue to discuss. Really appreciate you taking the time to stop by.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Great. Back to you.